Have you ever looked at an animal and just had to stop and stare, wondering, wait, is that a wolf or a dog? Well, there's one breed out there that was literally designed to make you ask that exact question. Today, we're diving into the incredible Czechoslovakian Wolfdog.
So go on, take a really good look. What's your first instinct? Is it a wild animal, something you'd see deep in the forest, or a loyal companion you could see at home? You know, it's actually kind of a trick question, because this animal was engineered to be a bit of both.
Okay, the big reveal. This is a purebred dog. The official name is Czechoslovakian Wolfdog. That's roughly Czechoslovakian Wolfdog, or the Czechoslovakian Wolfdog. And right from the very beginning, the goal was simple, but wow, was it ambitious, to create an animal that had the body of a wild wolf, but the mind and trainability of a dog. So, how in the world do you build a dog that looks just like a wolf? Well, it all starts with the blueprint, the basic body plan. And we're not just talking about a gray, fluffy coat here. No, this goes way deeper. Every single proportion is meticulously planned out. It really all boils down to this one specific ratio, 10:9. The official breed standard actually requires the dog's body to be slightly longer than it is tall, which creates this very specific rectangular frame. And that's pure wolf architecture. It's a body made for trotting long distances, not the boxy, square frame you see on a lot of other dog breeds.
And this really gets to the heart of the whole philosophy behind the breed. They weren't trying to build a bodybuilder, like some giant bulky guard dog. They were building a marathon runner. The standard literally calls for a firm but light build with lean, dry muscle. Every part of this dog is engineered for stamina, for efficiency, for tireless movement, just like its wild ancestors.
You can see that wolfy influence so clearly in the size requirements too. There's a really noticeable difference between the males, or pace, and the females. Fina. The boys are just plain bigger, taller and heavier. This is a classic trait called sexual dimorphism, and it's something you see very clearly in wild wolf packs.
Okay, so the body is the blueprint. That makes sense. But the head is where the wild soul of this breed really comes through. It's this precise, almost calculated combination of features that all work together to create that intense, unforgettable wolf-like expression. And trust me, absolutely nothing here is left to chance. The head has to be a perfect, symmetrical, blunt wedge. The ears, they're short, thin, and triangular, always standing at attention. But the most important part, it's got to be the eyes. They have to be narrow, slanted, and this incredible amber color. That's what gives them that piercing, wild gaze. And here's a little factoid that shows you just how incredibly precise this standard is. The ears have a super specific size limit. Their length cannot be more than 1/6 of the dog's height at the shoulder. That's a huge difference from a lot of other shepherd-type dogs, the ones with those big, expressive ears. And the math doesn't stop there. The precision goes all the way down to the muzzle. The ratio of the muzzle's length to the rest of its skull is locked in at exactly 1 to 1.5. Now, these aren't just random numbers. It's like a sculptor's formula, and all these rules work together to create that perfectly balanced, wolf-like profile. All right, so we've got the body and the head down. But to really complete that wild image, the animal needs to be properly equipped. It needs the right gear, and it needs to move in the right way. And that's where its incredible coat and unique gait come in. See, this breed doesn't just have one coat. It's more like a high-tech seasonal wardrobe. In the summer, the coat is pretty light and airy, but in the winter, it completely transforms. A massive, super thick undercoat grows in, and it covers the entire body. I mean, even the belly and the skin between its toes. This is what lets them handle extreme cold. A practical, functional tool they got straight from their wolf ancestors. The coloring is also super strict, all designed to mimic their wild cousins. The only accepted colors are in the yellow-gray to silver-gray range. And they have to have that classic light mask around the muzzle, with lighter fur that runs down their throat and chest. Any other color? Nope, that's a serious fault, and it's an automatic disqualification. And this is so cool. They even move like a wolf. When they walk, they naturally use this gait called mimicode, or pacing. It's where both legs on the same side of the body move forward together. Now, it might look a little unusual to us, but it's the exact same super energy-efficient walk that wolves use to cover huge distances without getting tired.
So we've gone through all these incredibly detailed rules: height, color, ratios, even the way they walk. But here's the thing. It's so important to understand that this wolf-like appearance isn't just a costume. It is a carefully and fiercely protected legacy.
In their home country, a dog can't even be considered for breeding unless it passes this super rigorous evaluation called the Bunetash, or breed survey. I mean, this is an intense, hands-on test where judges get out their calipers and checklists and measure every single tiny detail against that official standard. They're making sure it's a perfect example of the breed. And when I say these judges are strict, I mean they are strict. A dog can get kicked out of the breeding program for having a head that isn't the right shape, or eyes that aren't amber, or the wrong color coat. Even having a temperament that's too aggressive or too shy can be a disqualifying fault. It's that dedication that keeps the breed so unique and wolf-like.
All of this intense focus on that wild look has been called both a curse and a blessing. It's a blessing because, let's be honest, their stunning appearance is what draws people in. It completely captures the imagination. But it becomes a curse when that exact same look attracts people who just aren't ready for the incredible intelligence and high-octane energy that comes inside that wolf-like package.
And that really brings us to the final question, doesn't it? The Czechoslovakian Wolfdog is an absolute masterpiece, a living, breathing echo of the wild, but looking like a wolf and actually living with an animal that's so much like a wolf are two totally different things. So the real question isn't just about admiring how they look, it's about asking yourself if you're truly ready for a wolf in a dog's body.